Hey guys, welcome back to the channel.
Welcome back.
We're Bars and Barbells. I'm Phil.
I'm Sam.
And we're doing tool today. We're doing Lateralus. This was a recommendation from you guys that we should do. Really haven't been exposed to much tool thus far. And so we're excited to broaden our catalog a little bit more. That's what we like to do on this channel. If you didn't know, we like to introduce ourselves to stuff that we've never heard before.
Yes.
And so we're excited to check this out because this is obviously a renowned group, a lot of hype behind them, but we don't have a whole lot to go on. So Lateralis, the only thing I know about it is a muscle in the body. As two fitness professionals, we do have some anatomy background, and the vastus lateralis is something that I would think of, but I'm sure that's not what we're referring to in the song here. And so you had mentioned when I just pulled this up that there's a couple of eyes on the...
Couple eyeballs.
There's more than a couple.
Eyeballs. Yeah.
So,
lots of eyeballs and lots of muscles.
Yes. So maybe it is the lateralis. Maybe there is something to do with maybe it's like, there's
it's
some...
also showing the side of the head, so lateral.
Yeah. That's very true. So we've already started breaking this down before even hearing it. Also the third eye thing, I don't know if maybe that's what's going on here.
Yeah, maybe.
With
He's even got an eyeball in his throat.
Huh?
He's got an eyeball in his throat.
Oh, well. Devil is in the details, I guess. Anyways, so we're excited to check out Tool. Hopefully you guys are as well. If you enjoy our reaction, hit that like button for us, leave us a comment, and make sure you subscribe. Come back and check out our other videos after you're done with this one. All right, ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
This is very, very different than what I'm accustomed to.
Yeah, it's very interesting though. Like I feel like there's so many different elements to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I'm having trouble picking up on is I don't know if it's like the tempo, the time signature. It's very different. Like it's hard to kind of pinpoint it.
Like it changes a lot.
Yeah, and it also sounds kind of like a mix between, we have the one portion where it's like almost tribal music. It's got these like tribal sounds between
hand drums.
Yeah, even like the deep tones in the guitar. That I get that vibe from, and then we pick it up into like more of a harder rock feel. And then he's talking about like colors in the one portion where we're talking like more tribal stuff. It's hard to kind of pinpoint some of the lyrics. I wish we had a lyric video up here, but in the more rocky portion that he's talking about, it also kind of feels like we're going through some kind of journey. We're going, I just get this feeling of like, if you were taking mushrooms or like
psychedelic drugs.
Yeah, something like that. That would be like you were going through this universal energy and like, kind of opening up your third eye, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like opening up your mind
Well, it's
to
interesting
possibilities.
that you say that because it sounds like when you were talking about the colors part, like he was saying, like from at least what I heard, he was saying like black and white is all I see, and then it's almost like he's saying then he starts to see this and then he starts to see that, and like the red and the yellow and whatever. So it's almost like initially, like you said, he's starting somewhere, and then as he's kind of like going through his journey or like opening up his mind, he's seeing more. There's also, I don't know if like you picked up on any of the other lyrics, but he's talking a lot about like outside, like using terminology like I don't remember specifically, but the idea of like outside the box, coloring outside the lines, which also goes in line with what you were saying, right? Of like kind of like opening your mind and like doing things differently. He's been using a lot of like phrases or kind of slogans that people will use for that idea.
Right. Yeah, I think that goes a lot. I mean, I didn't pick up on a ton of those lyrics, but I think that goes hand in hand with what the music is kind of trying to portray.
Yeah.
Of, that, like you said, opening your mind, thinking outside the box kind of idea. And maybe that's why the signature, the tempo is a little bit harder to pick up on, because it's like going outside the box of what the norm is.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyways, we're about 3.5 minutes in, so there's still some more to go here. So let's see what it's all about. We just went on a journey.
Oh my god, I'm on sensory overload right now. Like,
yeah, there was
crazy.
There was a ton of layers, a ton of depth.
I feel like I would need to listen to it a couple of times to really pick up on all of it because, like I said, there's just so much going on.
Yeah, like you said, there's a lot to take in because they went so many different places with it. Like the guitar sounds themselves were, the composition of them. Like I said, there was no real boxed in moment for them. They were free flowing throughout.
Mm-hmm.
The drums as well. Like I said, with the time signature in there, I'm 100% sure that we were adjusting throughout the song and
jumping around a little bit.
So even as the drummer, that would have been really hard to, keep that for everything else. And then, I don't know how they would have composed this because, trying to layer everything with the guitars and the vocals and all the other, I'm sure there's other instruments in there that were layered with so much that I wasn't even picking up on.
Yeah.
But even the tones, like the depth of the tones that they had within the guitars, and even the bass that they were using was very, like, there was a lot of depth in that frequency, and I felt like it was just a very vibrant composition. Just, there was almost like fireworks were going off, right?
Yeah.
And I think the story, like I think we come back to in the beginning talking about what it kind of meant. And I do think we were kind of on the right track in the beginning, talking about, open up your mind and everything. I think that's what the song was telling the story of.
Yeah, when we went back and, like, continued listening, like, I heard things about, like, pushing the envelope, like, watching it bend, talking about, like, people being overthinking. And, so I think that, like, that was, like you said, the kind of the theme of all of it. But, I guess, like, thinking differently than everybody else.
Yeah, like I said, I think it was, deep. There's, like, deep thought that went into this and how they wanted it to sound to portray that message. So that was cool. I mean, it was a very, very different. Like I said, I admittedly had trouble keeping up with, like, the rhythm of the song.
I was just about to say, it was very hard to, like, headbang to that because I'd be like, oh, I'm off beat.
Because it would, like we talked about already, but that's one thing I had trouble with was, I wouldn't say catching the vibe of the song, because I did catch that, but like you said, kind of getting into a groove, because this is our first time listening to it, so you don't really know what to expect. But if you've listened to it a couple of times, I'm sure you kind of get that groove.
You know when it's going to change.
Yeah,
stuff, right?
Which is probably cool because, there's so much, like I said, depth in this song. So anyways, it's a long enough song as it is. Probably shouldn't keep this video going any longer. But I hope you guys enjoyed our reaction to Tool. Lateralus was cool. Tool was cool. That's pretty lame.
Rhymes over here.
Anyways, we had fun. I hope you guys did too. If you did, hit that like button for us. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought. Let us know if we're way off. Let us know what this means. And we hope you subscribe and come back and check out our next video.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.